It means that we now have an incubation system whereby if you pass through that incubation system successfully, the end of the pipeline, you will be issued a license. So Nigeria has at least something that leads you to a license. That's fantastic. And just to wrap this up, I think that I would like to commend the SEC for the work it's doing. I would like to openly appeal to the federal government, the Ministry of Finance, as well as the Central Bank of Nigeria, to be a bit more supportive of the work that the SEC is doing. By the nature of virtual assets, we think that the SEC has a lot of role to play here. So it should get some leverage.
Senator Ihe, you can go on and on when it's about crypto, but I must thank you so much for your time. Let me get a handshake. It's really good to see you. He's our lead partner of Infusion Lawyers. Thank you so much. Hope to have you in again.
I'll be glad.
All right, then. Well, it's time to talk markets now. And I have Mr. Tajudeen Olayinka, who's an investment banker and stockbroker. He joins me via phone to talk markets. It's good to have you, Mr. Olayinka. Thank you for always being there. How's it been? What's the trading pattern? Can you hear me, Mr. Olayinka?
I can hear you, Tolu.
Yes.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. So I think the market is again in green for today.
Yeah.
After the holiday, take us through the fundamentals.
Okay. It's normal thing you see when you have improvement in economic statistics. When data comes from MBS and you see some kind of improvement, especially the inflation data. And then, of course, also, the good news that we are beginning to see NNPC leak, PMS from Dangote refinery. So all these positive news, tend to have a positive impact on the market itself. Although the movement is also beyond just that. There are other fundamentals that, other economic indices that are actually showing that, yes, though we are still in this, our structural problem, let me put it that way, but we would likely see improvement, going forward. So that's just the reason why market is just having this kind of, positive movement. Again, of course, there is bargain hunting. Investors want to see whether they can take advantage of the low price stocks, and we saw that in gainers list. Some stocks that are not too they are not stocks that are held by institutional investors, but they are stocks that are held by little investors who want to speculate. So we see movement in some of those stocks, and that shows that yes, there's some kind of bargain hunting, and profit taking, operating side by side. It's just normal positive situation for the market at this time.
Well, let's leave it at that because I wanted to follow up with the fact that is this a good time to dip more money into the market for stocks? So what do you make of that? Is this the good time to do that?
Yeah, the fact that index is still below 100,000, index mark shows that anybody who is coming to the market at this time will have, something to share. Something to take home in future. That means that that person is investing. Is investing for long term, not necessarily waiting to see whether there will be quick movement in the next 2 or 3 or 5 days or the next 1 or 2 weeks. You should be able to put money that you can afford to keep there, for at least 1 year or 6 months. Not money that you want to use to pay school fees. So it's a good buy for those who can afford to invest.
I must thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tajudeen Olayinka, investment banker, stockbroker. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Saudi Arabia says it will pump $5 billion into Egypt as a first phase of investment. Egyptian government in a statement said Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud has directed the Saudi Public Investment Fund to make the investment. The announcement is coming hours after the Crown Prince met with Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Moboli in Riyadh. The Saudi Crown Prince praised Egypt's efforts to address the concerns of Saudi investors and emphasized the importance of resolving remaining trade disputes to attract more investment. Prime Minister Mustafa Moboli said Egypt has resolved most challenges facing Saudi's investors, only about 14 remaining to be settled. Asian stocks gained today while the dollar and the U.S. Treasury yields came under pressure, with just a day to go before the expected start of the Federal Reserve's easing cycle that could see policy makers deliver an outsized rate cuts, extended holidays in China and South Korea, and are made for thin trading conditions with investors focused on Wednesday's Fed decision, as odds have crept up in the past week for favor of 50 basis points rate cuts. Stronger yuan stoked concerns about Japanese exporters' earnings and pulled down Tokyo's Nikkei by 2% as the market returned from a national holiday on Monday. Outside Japan, MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside Japan rose 0.47%. Hong Kong Hang Seng Index advanced 1.44%. S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures both eased marginally, though Eurostock 50 futures stacked 0.33%. FTSE futures gained 0.57%. New Indonesian official data shows that trade surplus rose to 3 months high in August 2024, topping forecasts as exports grew much faster than expected. The August trade data is among the economic indicators the central bank will analyze during its two-day policy meeting. And the world's top exporter of thermal coal, palm oil, and nickel metals reported a surplus of $2.89 billion last month compared to $1.96 billion expected. Indonesia's Statistics Office data shows that exports in August grew 7.13% yearly to move more than $23 billion, while imports stood at $20.67 billion, up 9.46% from a year earlier, compared with the polls expected of an 8.5% rise. Hundreds of representatives from Chinese and German companies are in German city of Frankfurt to attend a conference to promote environmental, social, and governance best practices in business. Under the slogan, Together for the Future, more than 500 business representatives gathered to discuss ESG issues when it comes to investing and operating business at the first Sino-European Corporate ESG Best Practice Conference. The conference's primary goal is to foster dialogue and cooperation on sustainable development between Chinese and European businesses, while also enhancing the understanding of Chinese ESG advancement within the German and broader European industrial communities.
I think that's the common values we're aspiring for, not only the Europeans, Americans, but we too. So, and for these common values, we want to work together with European partners, and also to want to further enhance Chinese companies' image here, because we want to show the European public that we're not only good at quality and the price, but also good at it with all these other high standards on environment and social responsibilities.
At the moment, it's the car manufacturing industry. Very important, because China is a bit better than Germany at the moment, and therefore Germany has to learn from China. This is important when you see the dense cities, for instance Beijing, millions of cars on the road, and they all have to be e-cars, of course.
Crude oil prices extended gains today as the market eyed U.S. output concerns in the aftermath of Hurricane Francine and expectations of lower U.S. crude stockpiles. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $70.24 with an uptick of 0.21%. Brent also sells for $72.75. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with a decline of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $72.42 with an upward price margin of 2.23%. Well, the market today, gainers Flour Mills, Caverton Aviation, ETI, RT Briscoe, UPDC. Losers, we have Dark Communications, DCAP, PZ, Custodian, and MC Nichols. The market's ASI is up 0.26%. That's our show. Thank you for being a part of it. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Stay safe, get busy.